Picture this. You wake up one morning, check your phone, and see headlines screaming about a mysterious illness turning people violent and erratic. Before you start planning your heroic survival story, let me burst your bubble with some actual science. You are not Rick Grimes. You are not going to lead a group of survivors through the wasteland. You are statistically more likely to be one of the first casualties. And here is exactly why a real zombie apocalypse would play out nothing like the movies suggest. Let us talk about what could actually cause zombie-like behavior in humans. The closest real-world example we have is rabies, a virus that has been terrifying humanity for millennia. Rabies literally hijacks your nervous system, traveling from a bite wound through your nerves to your brain at 12 to 100 millimeters per day. Once it reaches your brain, it causes encephalitis and triggers the exact behaviors: horror movies, love, aggression, confusion, hydrophobia, where victims panic at the sight of water, hypersalivation, and violent outbursts. The virus essentially reprograms infected animals to bite others, ensuring its own transmission. It is evolution at its most horrifying. But here is the thing, rabies kills you in days, 2 weeks once symptoms appear, and it has a nearly 100% fatality rate. No shambling hordes for months on end, just rapid death. Now let us imagine some nightmare pathogen that combines rabies' aggressive symptoms with longer survival time. The CDC actually created a zombie preparedness campaign back in 2011, and their officials knew something the general public refuses to accept. If a pandemic started spreading zombie-like symptoms, our infrastructure would collapse faster than you can say shotgun. During COVID-19, we watched governments struggle with a virus that did not even make people violent, just respiratory sick. Hospitals were overwhelmed within weeks, supply chains broke down, and people hoarded toilet paper like it was gold. Now, add violent infected people attacking healthcare workers, and the entire medical system implodes in days. The research is clear. When pandemics hit, societies do not maintain coordination. TAFE. Public health offices in Europe reached capacity limits almost immediately during COVID-19, with a rabies-like outbreak causing violence. Forget contact tracing. Forget organized response. Here's what most zombie fantasies conveniently ignore: interdependencies. Modern civilization is not a collection of isolated systems. It is a complex network where everything depends on everything else. Electricity requires fuel. Delivery requires roads, requires truck drivers, requires food supply, requires agriculture, requires water treatment, requires electricity. See the problem? One infected person attacking a power plant technician could cascade into blackouts, which means no water pumping, which means no sanitation, which means cholera and dysentery kill more people than the original pathogen. Studies on critical infrastructure during pandemics show that even without violence, maintaining essential services becomes nearly impossible. The same truck driver who delivers your food also delivers to 50 other locations. If he gets infected or too scared to work, hundreds starve. During COVID-19, we saw $10 billion in infrastructure projects canceled just from economic disruption. Now imagine that with actual apocalyptic scenarios where workers simply will not show up because going outside means potential death. Let us address the elephant in the room. Unless you already live on a self-sufficient farm with weapons, medical supplies, and years of survival training, your odds are abysmal. The average person has maybe 3 days of food in their home. You are probably not in peak physical condition. You definitely do not have antibiotics stockpiled or know how to purify water without modern equipment. The CDC's pandemic preparedness research found that most people did not even maintain basic emergency kits before COVID-19, and that was with years of public health campaigns. When the zombie outbreak hits, you will be competing with millions of other unprepared people for dwindling resources. And spoiler alert, you are not special. You are not naturally gifted at survival. You are just another statistic waiting to happen. And if you think you will grab guns and fight your way out, remember that untrained civilians with firearms are more likely to shoot themselves or friendly fire than effectively defend against threats. Military and police would be overwhelmed immediately. Many would abandon posts to protect their own families, and coordinated government response collapses within days, 2 weeks maximum. The final grim reality is this: even if you somehow survive the initial outbreak, long-term survival is nearly impossible. Without modern medicine, a simple infected cut becomes life-threatening. Without refrigeration, food spoils. Without fuel for generators, you are back to pre-industrial technology. Without coordinated agriculture, you are hunting and foraging in an environment stripped bare by millions of other desperate survivors. Anthropological studies show that when civilizations collapse, survival rates plummet, and the few who make it through face brutally short lifespans. The romanticized zombie apocalypse where you become a warrior survivor is fiction. The reality is disease, starvation, violence from other humans, not zombies, and probably a very unheroic death within weeks. So next time you watch a zombie movie and think it looks exciting, remember, you would not be the protagonist. You would be the background extra who gets bitten in episode 1. Sleep well.